So we're on site at this here property, working on this here Thomas 255 turbo skid stir. Got a fill tray here. It's a Wix. It's a good fill tray. That's got to go in there too. The owner wants a oil change over here. So draining coolant. Yeah, tools are out. Water pump done gone bad onto it. And feels good this way, feels good that way, but when the fan and everything was on there, it went dunk, 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 like ups and downs. So you can see it's just a hair playing it like that. A lot more when there's the fan on it. So the complaint was an overheating issue. They had the internal heater plumbed in, returning to the upper rad hose, drawing from here, and it was essentially just bypassing the thermostat altogether. So we're going to draw from here and we're returning here. There was originally a line that just went from there to there, and that just goes down to the oil cooler. So it'll give it even nice cooler oil, I guess, when she's all done going through the heater in the cab there. But then the throttle was broken. I fixed that already. It's hard to really make videos with this stuff because you're working in really tight, really taut quarters, as you can see, and it's pretty cold too. It's like I think it's 0 or -1 Celsius, something like that. So there's the oil filter, nicely accessible, so that's good. Just waiting for the parts now, waiting for the water pump and the gasket and the belt. So this was the other part of the overheating issue, is when it was running, I noticed that the fan wasn't spinning near as fast as I figured it should be with the RPMs, the RPMs that she was getting. And then I noticed the belt there, which was just all floppy cocked on there. So all good. We got a new belt coming, new water pump coming. We'll get her swapped out. Coolant's just about done draining, so that's good. And while I wait for that part, I think I'm gonna have my lunch. So let's get. There's my diesel heater just running on in there. Yeah, keeping her nice and toasty. There's a fuel tank up there. And I insulated the roof a little while ago. And I tell you, even with this door open, when it's cold like today, it keeps it toasty in there. It's really not bad at all. And that's good because a dumb idiot like myself forgot to grab my boots this morning on my way out, so that was genius. Anyways, here we go. Got your new coolant circulator in there. Yeah, there it is. It's pretty shiny. New gaskets and fan and everything reinstalled. Didn't really show any of that. It's pretty straightforward stuff. Only one little trick that I do with these particular machines, and that's I put one fan bolt. You see, you got 4 bolts down there that hold the hub and spacer and everything on there. So I put one fan bolt in without the fan, put the belt on and tighten it, because it's actually kind of difficult to get to that lower. You can do it, but it's just more harder is what I'm trying to say. So, and then you basically put the belt on, snug your alternator up, set your belt and everything, and then you very carefully take that bolt out, and the pulley will go, and it'll slack the belt up a little bit again. But then you take your fan and your hub and everything and slap her on there, but your holes are already aligned, so you're good to go. And all you have to do is push it flat, and then grab your first couple threads there on each bolt, and then you can just run them in as the pulley straightens back out. You know, that from like that to that, it tightens the belt up again, and your end result is a nice is a nice snug belt there. And you want about a quarter turn in your belt, in your V belt, and that's basically what we got. So we're good to go there. And we got the ice cube juice back into it, and I'm just gonna throw the air cleaner cap back on there, and we'll fire it up, run the ball bag off her, and we'll have to go into the cab back here, and bleed the heater, core, That's the highest point, of course, because it's lower than the rad cap here. And I would have liked to replace this hose, but it's 1 3/4 inch, basically hydraulic suction hose. It's got this wire in it, as you can see. And somebody cut it, and then they had a thing here with the hose going. Remember, I explained all that crap already? And I'd like to replace this because there's probably going to be a little air trap in here. Maybe. I think once the thermostat opens and that all comes rushing out into the rad, it'll fill that up, no problem. And it's just, of course, capped off. Anyways, this 1 3/4, very difficult to find around here for some reason. We got 1 1/2, we got 2 inch, no 1 3/4. So, not going to worry about that right now. We'll worry about that another time, because you don't have to worry about your rad hoses. And even the bottom one, it's the same hose. It just kind of loops all the way around. I don't know. It's kind of a frigged up design, but I like it because you can just swing your rad and everything out of the way and work on it. It's very nice to work on. I don't know. It's I got mixed feelings about it. So, anyways, let's twist on the old starter, make it happener, and get going onto it. Should we glow plug it? Nah, piss on it. Let's just see what happens. That happened. No problem. No problem. Gonna hit the filtering there for the Earl change. It's just a little bit of a wet box. I mean, what guy doesn't like a wet box? There she is. Mint. Level's already dropping. I gotta get that cap on there. Yeah, that's pushing some air now. Before, it did not push any air, and that alternator did nothing. So, we're on the right track. Okay, well, I just shut her down. Put the cap back on there. She's warm. Ran her full tilt for a good half hour there. We were pumping lots of heat inside the cab. No problem at all. A couple little small air bubbles were still coming out, but I think we're okay. Lines are nice and warm. So I think we're good to get changing on to the Earl here. It calls for, from what I can see, 10W3, and I couldn't find any of that, so we're going to use 10W30. That's a joke. And basically the Earl just comes out here. That goes back to the pan, and then we'll get changing onto the fill tray and install this Wix that's in the nice wet box here. Filters, it's not wet, it's okay. It's okay. Well, let's get to changing on the Earl. I like to do this method. Pair of master tools and a knuckle buster, just with these things because it's just easy and they're never really overly tight. That's going to start real slow and then it's going to speed up. One is because sludge builds up inside the hose, and also the hose stays pretty cool during the machine's operation, so until the hot oil gets flowing it's kind of slow. Then we're going to fill her back up with the 10W30 Rotella flavor, and it can go in a number of spots. Oh, now we're really picking up. Look at that. It can go in the valve cover there. It can go in that hole down there. There's a dipstick here. There's a dipstick back in there. And there's another oil fill down there. However, the reason why there's so many spots is because this is a Kubota Marine type engine. And it's obviously used in several different applications. One of them being this here Thomas Turbo skid steer, 2 speeds. Neat. All right, let's get her going. So we're going to use this dipstick here to check the Earl level. We're going to use that fill there to fill her back up, just because I can stick a funnel right there and it'll be nice and easy. We don't have to worry about purring Earl all over the exhaust or all over the hoses or down into the what's it. So I suppose I better start paying attention to this, because that's getting full. All right, that's it for old Thomas here. She's good to go. We got the Earl changed on. We got a new filter in there. We've got the all the pivot points and pins all over the thing, all greased up. The 255 Turbo. So that's that. So we're gonna go ahead and fire up. Park her back yonder into the swampy mud pit for where she came. There's one more thing the customer wanted done, and he said that when he back drags the bucket, sometimes it kicks off. And if you look at this rickety shit going on here, you can pretty well see why. So basically you slam those up and she unlocks. Like that one's got like no resistance to it at all. That one's got a touch, not much. Either way, I think that oh, and there's a big crack in the butt kit. Anyway, that didn't work out like I thought. So this stuff needs to be welded up. I'm sure that the attachment points down yonder probably need to be heated, bent, welded. And I've got the torches and everything here, but I don't have a way to weld it here. So we're not even going to worry about it right now. We're going to get finished up and check in with the gentleman, and I think that's it. I just got to put a service sticker in there, and then we're good to go. That'll be it for the day. I think I'm going to do one small job tomorrow. It's New Year's Eve. And then that'll be it for the year. That's it. Old Thomas. Old Thomas. 2 speeds.